everybody. Good morning. Welcome back to Business Over Breakfast. My name is Ben Barber.
Lori Chitari, good morning. Hi,
Good
Ben.
morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
It's so good to see you. I'm on my third cup of coffee, just for the record.
This is still batteries.
A Stanza mug. Don't drink it. Oh, the batteries might help, actually.
Maybe it's batteries and stamps and.
Well, the only jug I have here is my shop local question jug that we can always turn to.
So how have you? Yeah, go ahead.
Let's back up and start with Thanksgiving. How was your Thanksgiving?
It was good. I was, concerned that the holidays would be really rough, and I was like, I'm just gonna go for it. I'm just gonna lean in and be like, I'm all about the holidays this year. And and Thanksgiving was really good. We had Dave and Allie's immediate families come over. And then my uncle joined us, which was very nice. And
that's good.
Yeah, it was quiet, but it was a lot nicer than last year, being completely alone. And so it was good. No complaints. And then Braden came home, and he was so sweet and in such a good mood, and
that's so good.
And he got to stay up late and stuff. So it was a lot of fun. How was yours?
Yeah, it was good. It was great. We also had, relatively small. I think we had 6 for dinner. Scott's family. My son came down from Portland, Maine, and it was, it's always great to hang with him. I just don't let him get very far away from me, so I need I got to get the hugs in. But yeah, it was a little emotional, using all the family stuff, and at the same time, I was reading something about, grief is just the ongoing place for expanding the love that we've had. So something like that. But I think about that. So I think about this is, not trying to find answers or explanations, but just that the love is there, and just got to keep spreading the love. It's all we can do.
Yeah. I have a podcast client that's a grief specialist, and she always talks about grief being what you do with the love that remains. And I love that sentiment. I've used that a lot this year.
Yeah.
So okay, and then obviously you were you were doing a bunch of networking events and Small Business Saturday, Shop Local Saturday.
Yeah. We did. I got to tell you, I got to shout out to Sue Babin, who is the manager of Small Business Saturday Shop Rhode Island event. Oh my God. First of all, it was packed with vendors, Rhode Island small businesses. And secondly, it was packed with shoppers. And so I know that she posted something. A lot of the vendors were so happy. They were making sales, and I think the average for the vendors was about $1,000 in sales for that day. So that was pretty good for them. And in the scheme of things, remember, average means some made a lot more, and some were just like really cranking. And we had Shop Local Rhode Island there. Our social media manager was there. So we did like constant shout outs for every single not every single, but all the vendors that were there were participating. We got to show a lot of vendors the post, and then the Rhode Island Secretary of Commerce came along, Stefan Pryor, and he and Lieutenant Governor Sabina Matos were traveling the state. They started in Westerly. I think they were sticking to the W's because it was Westerly, Warwick, Woonsocket, Warren, and they pretty much covered the state on that freezing cold day. But yeah, so it was very exciting, very energizing, and it was a great event. And Sue Babin, Holy moly. She was fantastic.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is awesome.
There was a lot of support there.
Speaking of the lieutenant governor, I saw her virtually this weekend. She was very busy doing all of the small business stuff, and then she participated in the Festival of Lessons and Carols for Advent at a church in Westerly that I produce virtually, and so that was nice. The governor was there also. It was a cool event, but why it was notable for me is I've been doing that church since March 2020, and we have done it a certain way, and it's evolved, right? Like everybody was at home first when we started, and then we got some cameras in the church, and then we had to do a different setup because people were coming back to the church, et cetera, et cetera. And they were working on purchasing this like really awesome system where we can go in virtually and I can control the cameras from home and stuff. And we do this with the church in Watch Hill as well.
And I showed you that system. Pretty fantastic.
It's an amazing, I did. I showed you it. Yeah, I can completely control the cameras from home and do all of that stuff. And all they have to do is turn the sound on, and then like I'm in control.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. I am in control.
And like as luck would have it, like this camera has been sitting there but not installed because they needed an electrician, and people are really backed up right now, and all of these things. And the night before Thanksgiving, I was talking to the person that was there, and we were troubleshooting it, and I was like, we couldn't get it to work outside of the network. And I was like, 5 more minutes. Like, let's just get this for 5 more minutes. And then we were able to get it in those like 2 minutes after that. We were able to get it working so that I could control it over the internet and all of that. And then the normal cameraman got sick, and so did the secondary cameraman. And we would not have been able to do this big festival event or regular church this weekend had we not spent those extra 3 minutes going, we're not going to put this off another week. We're going to try it right now. We ended up absolutely needing it. And
that's a great lesson.
And then the whole event was done virtually, which is really, really cool. And now something where I'm able to go, okay, I know exactly how this system works. We've done it in 2 churches now.
Wow.
And now we can expand that into other churches, and we can offer it to other people, and then hire just producers. And it's kind of incredible because it's such a low footprint, right? Like the camera is like this big, and it's mounted in the back of the church, and they have 3 of them.
Yeah.
But you don't need 3 of them. You can do dynamically with one camera. So that was my week. That was my weekend, was figuring out that camera, and then like rushing around to how do we get sound, because the sound wasn't hooked up. So we had to figure out another way to do that.
But I think it's it really lends itself to this idea of supporting community, supporting local. Shopping local, and this whole idea around local isn't just about, spending dollars. And we know that helps, but it is about building communities that are strong. And that's a huge part of all of this.
I just thought of something that I think is game changer. One of the things that I've been saying about the churches since March 2020, when we started moving several of them online for them, and obviously nearly every church has done that to some extent as well. I always said, like, I think about my grandma when I'm producing a church service, because she broke her hip or something when I was like 3 years old. She lived with us and stopped driving and couldn't go out to her church anymore. Didn't,
Right.
you know, it was hard for her to walk. She didn't want to
Yeah.
go do it. So she was like a shut-in for the last, I don't know, 20 years of her life.
Oof.
And the only, like, she got the daily devotional, and the priest would come twice a year to do communion.
Wow.
And
Twice a
all I
year?
like twice a year to do communion.
Wow.
Yeah. Cause there's so many like shut-ins that
Right. Yeah.
you know, that they have to do these rounds for. So that's what they do.
Mhm.
And anyway, but I've always thought, like, if this was available when my grandmother was alive, she would have been able to stay connected with her church
Yeah.
every single week. And that sense of inclusion and that sense of
Yeah.
normalcy for her, you know, like,
Yeah.
she didn't want to watch the televangelists
Right.
on on TV.
No,
She
no.
wanted to watch, like, her
Her
church.
people. Her people.
And
Yeah.
so right now, you know, uh, Tina, good at Peterson, and I'm so sorry if I butchered her name, from Ramp, is always like on these shows talking about accessibility and the wonderful things that
Mhm.
Ramp does.
Mhm.
And I think that one of the things that Shop Local does is the exact same thing that I'm talking about for my grandma.
Yeah.
Now imagine, like, you love this one boutique, and you
Mhm.
love, but now it takes a lot for you to get out there,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
But you can still, so now you have to order everything from Amazon and Walmart
I know.
because it takes a lot out of you to go to your
Yeah.
favorite store. That's terrible.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate, you know? And like, and the accessibility and the ease and convenience of
Yeah.
being able to get your church, your favorite store, your local so and so to
Yeah,
be
and I think
accessible to you is
as
amazing.
I have another grandma story. I remember when my grandmother lived on her own, and so this is a great Rhode Island story, right? She depended on Monroe dairy deliveries every
Yep.
week. And I remember she was about 86, and I remember her saying, "Oh, you know, I can do one thing a day," which means if I go to the bank, that's like my thing that I do for this day. It just takes so much energy and focus to get there safely and get home. And so I think that this idea of thinking somebody wants to go Christmas shopping, it's not just let's go out for holiday shopping and walk around, and that's a lot. And you're also in this day and age exposing yourself to a lot of different people. And so the shop local is growing, and it's growing so much. We're needing to make a transfer off of the present servers that it's on. But I think that this idea of being able to browse into different shops in Rhode Island and know that you can order and get whatever might appeal to you just delivered to your door, so that you don't have to go out, and you're keeping that money local, and you're supporting the people that are in your community. I mean, I have this crazy vision that Rhode Island could be completely self-sustaining. I know that's like an isolationist focus, but I think, like we have amazing farms, we have amazing entrepreneurs here. We started as entrepreneurs. I mean, Samuel Slater came to Rhode Island, and on the religious side, we had Roger Williams. I mean, Rhode Island is a state of independence and entrepreneurship, and I think that the platforms that we offer now in this digital world really, really support that. I mean, churches, businesses, they need to start thinking about these ways to connect people that are safe but really authentic and valuable.
It's not, it's not about being isolated and um and shutting out the rest of the world. It's about like
Okay.
what's good for the local economy, what's good for supply chains, what's good for all of that stuff. And I mean, that's a lot of what you see, like Secretary Raimondo, formerly Governor Raimondo, out pushing right now. Like, we need to be manufacturing more in the United States, because when supply chain issues hit, our American companies are suffering because of, microchips that are not being made and not being sent over, et cetera, et cetera. And I think, like, it's the same thing. The more you can rely on local farmers in Rhode Island, the more you can rely on local businesses in Rhode Island, the more you can do those things, the better it is for the local economy. And then it enhances your trade with companies in other states. It enhances what you do with all of those things.
It draws attention to this island that we have here, and so it's like, come to our island. we have everything you need. But I get a great
Lori, you realize that Rhode Island's not actually an island, right?
I know. I was just trying to create like
I know. I just wanted to clarify it for everybody watching. We're aware that it's not actually an island.
We are attached. But I was reading something over the weekend, and I see, like, if you spend $100 with a local business, right, and 27 of those dollars will eventually leave the local economy. But if you spend $100 with a non-local business, more quickly, $57 leaves the local economy. And so you're talking about 27% going away, or 57% going away. And by keeping the rest of that money in the state, let's say the rest of that 70% in the state, that money gets reinvested and reused and shared in all different ways. It just creates the ability for everything. I see Tina posting around access. I mean, when there's more money, organizations have more accessibility to make changes to the buildings and to the digital communities and all the ways that people need access to the things that they need or even want. It's not just about need, it's about what people really want in their lives. And so I think that, it's not just shop local, make our businesses happy. It's shop local. This is for economic viability of strong systems in the state.
The Westerly Little League has been, obviously, like, their season ended, and they took the time on their social media now to give shout outs individually and individual posts to all of their sponsors. And I wanted to share each and every one of them, and go, this is why shopping local matters.
Right.
Because it's not, that Little League baseball team is not being sponsored by Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
That Little League baseball team is not being sponsored by Target. And that's when you have fundraisers, maybe you can go to a big organization and get that, if it's a high profile fundraiser, whatever, like, maybe. But in general, like, we're relying on the generosity of local businesses, local nonprofits, local, those are the things that help our community.
I feel like I'm just going to drop a bombshell here, but what I'm thinking is, if we could create this platform and actually fund it and put money toward it and make it amazing, then every business in Rhode Island would be able to easily sell on an e-commerce platform, easily. The reality is the Shop Local Rhode Island site is funded by our company, Visual Thrive. And just because we value this so much, we continue to run on the edge of financial ruin. I mean, that's being dramatic, but I mean, all the money that we make in the business goes to run Shop Local Rhode Island. If the funding was available to actually, do amazing back end work on this site, and the time was available to get some sponsors and do the amazing community work or expand it. I mean, you and I do this work every week. But in order to expand all the work we're doing, I mean, the reality is we are also small businesses, and we are also in that loop of how do we make other businesses successful? So we have I do marketing and communication, so I use those skills, and we build websites. So I use the skills and the expertise that I have to support the community, Shop Local Rhode Island. You have the skills of production and media and, expanding the communication, and you use your skills. And so I think if, as a full community, we all did that and were funded to do that, we could really, really kick some butt in this state. And I think I don't say this as a negative, but I think that there is a reality behind the work that we do, and the ability to keep the funding here. When the funding stays here, we are all doing better. Shop Local Rhode Island is doing better. It can get better. Your work with churches and community events, and it's, so I know I'm speaking to the choir right now. Oh, pun intended. But I think that it's that is the reality of small business. And for every one of those 175 businesses that were at the Shop Local Saturday, I mean, they're small and they need to get out and sell their stuff. It's family security. So
yeah.
Sorry. Did I just bring you down?
Nothing ever brings me down.
Okay.
Some things.
That, but
yeah. So
that was me up on my box, but I we believe in this. This is why we do it. And the reality is, like, neither one of us, and I'll speak for myself, but like, we're not getting rich doing this. We want everybody to be rich.
Yes. And I want everybody to be happy. And all of those things, they intertwine. They come together, and it's, so I think that it's really important. And if you know any businesses that are small businesses, local businesses, which I guarantee that you do, because 98% of businesses in Rhode Island are small businesses. And we all know somebody that owns a small business. We all know somebody that works for a small business. We all know and are people that shop at small businesses and use small businesses. And getting them on this site helps helps everyone. It helps them, and it helps grow the community. And then once that community is there, and flourishing and bigger, then it, a rising tide lifts all boats.
Yeah, I just wrote that to somebody yesterday. In Rhode Island, a rising tide makes a huge difference. I hear we're a lot bigger at low tide. So I mean, when we think about, all right, what's our message for today? As we were saying, like, okay, ask us anything. I mean, I think I'll leave it for you. What do you think our message is for today?
It's Giving Tuesday right now. So for today, my message is this. I think that we should all help in our community in whatever way that we can, however we can. If that's financially, amazing.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not, if you love a small business or a nonprofit that's local and you can purchase their goods, do that. If you can donate to them today, do that. If you cannot, that is completely okay. Share their message.
Yeah.
Share their posts. You have no idea how much commenting on a local business that you love helps them.
Yeah.
If you love a restaurant and they post their specials that day and you have no intention, you cannot go to that restaurant for those specials that day,
Yeah.
but you're able to say, man, that shrimp scampi looks amazing, or
Right.
I can't wait to have one of your sandwiches again. That helps.
Yeah.
That literally every time that you like, every time that you comment, every time that you share on a small business's page or a local organization's page, that little bit of a difference, that little effort will help them algorithmically be seen by more people.
Yeah.
So just that, if you have no financial ability to purchase anything from these people, if you have no financial ability to donate to these nonprofits, go on their social media, give them a like, give them a follow, and communicate with them. Share when you can, comment when you can. That is literally, that helps.
Yeah. No, that's a great suggestion. And I think all of it anything helps, right? So that's the easy way to support, to share, to comment. Giving Tuesday. Yeah, I think that one of the things that we could also do is just think about how are we giving?
Yeah.
How are we giving in our community? Are we giving in our community? And like you said, it's not just money. I want to show you one thing, and I know it's like a slanted pitch, and but it goes to a really cool idea. So this, a lot of people know Harry Adler from Adler's Design Center and Hardware. And maybe you don't know, Harry wakes up at 4 a.m. and he takes photos in the Patuxent Village area and has created a beautiful art exhibit. It's a little bit glary, but anyway, this calendar and his other prints are available on Shop Local, but the profits, the net profits go to an organization in Rhode Island called the Village Common, which helps older individuals that live alone. It does so much in the community. There are a number of them. And so it's called Traveling in Place, because Harry's idea was that you can run the same route every day, and every day it's different. And so these are all photos taken probably within a 1 mile radius. But if you're looking for a cool calendar, because buying this calendar sends money to a really great local community organization. So thanks for putting me straight up, Ben. But I really love this. And one of the things that Visual Thrive, my company, does is we do the shipping for this. So I got a big box of them over there, and that's our in-kind giving to anybody that purchases the calendar. So they don't take on the cost of shipping. So there are all sorts of ways that we can arrange, and yeah, we can do that. I mean, so like we're not giving money to the organization, but we're helping them not spend money that they would otherwise need to spend.
Yeah.
And so because we have these here. So I throw, that's funny because it's sitting on my desk because it's almost 2022 and I need to put it up on my wall. But yeah, it's a beautiful calendar, and it's produced, I think, for some really great reasons.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Lori.
Great, Ben.
And remember, everybody, to give and to shop local and to check out shoplocalrhodeisland.com. All of the convenience, none of the guilt. Tell your friends to get on there and use it for your holiday shopping. If you purchase one extra gift locally, one gift, not an extra gift. If you take one gift this Christmas, this holiday season, that you were going to purchase from a big chain or a gigantic online retailer. I keep wanting to say realtor. A big online retailer. A big online retailer. Shop local this holiday season.
Yeah.
You know, the easiest and most convenient way is to do it online. Go in and see them in person if you're able to do that, and you are so inclined to do that. It's about helping our community. It's about helping the small business owners. It's about helping that little league team, that high school theater company, that dance company, that nonprofit that relies on local organizations for fundraising, local businesses for fundraising. It's about that. So please shop local this holiday season. And if we can just increase the amount that we shop local and shop small by one gift per person, just one gift per person that you choose to shop local, will make a huge difference this holiday season. Thanks, Lori. We'll see you guys next week on Business Over Breakfast.
Have a great day, everyone. Thanks, Ben.
Thank you.